Hey everybody, welcome to Hope Something 6. I'm Burt.
You may refer to me as Matt.
So, we have a winner of the presidential election.
Sort of.
Joe the Schmo Biden has defeated Don the Dump Trump.
Kinda. But technically. Only technically. They counted all the votes, and they ended up being more in favor of Sleepy Joe Biden.
Yep.
Nighty night, and good night. Everybody stop paying attention. Because this is the end, right?
Yep.
Once we elect somebody, we don't have to pay attention to the government anymore.
I'd say we earned ourselves a few good months of not paying attention to anything.
Faithless
I think everyone should
electors, hello.
Chill the hell out for a few months. Then we can start paying attention and shitting all over Joe Biden.
I'm all ready to start doing. I'm rared up. I'm good to go. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. So let's first kind of go over our picks and kind of what happens state to state, at least as far as the swing states go. So Arizona we called correct. A lot of these were way closer than the polls said they were going to be. But I would say, at least in Arizona, it was not too far off. I think they had Biden winning by 4 points. I think he's going to end up winning by like half a point, so it was within the margin of error. A lot of these were not so much. Nevada went to Biden by a whopping, I don't know, it was like a 1.5% or something.
Oh, it's down to that?
It was one of the high.
Oh, I thought he was winning almost by 3.
You might be. Actually, I think you're right. Yeah, it was like 2.8% or something like that. So, that was not a surprise. Texas went red. I saw that coming.
Closer than the experts think. Experts. I mean, that's like it, man. These polling companies are bullshit, right? Everyone knows it, and everyone knew it, and yet they were less optimistic than they were in 2016, but they still weren't. This isn't close enough to rely on them.
Well, I think there is a definite Trump factor because I don't remember, like I don't think I wasn't paying attention to the polls as much like before, but they seem to be more often than they usually are, and I think that's because of Donald Trump. And it's not so much the secret Trump voters, it's just that every time he somehow pulls more people out from the rural areas to vote for him.
Yeah.
Because this was like historic how many people voted in this election.
Right.
I mean the numbers that Donald Trump pulled out were more than Barack Obama got in 2008.
You get people excited, and they will start voting because they think that's the only agency. It's the most immediate agency that people have. They vote, and then they have an immediate reaction. So people love it. And then if you sprinkle on top of that 2 crises, 1, international plague, and 2, social unrest because of, Black Lives Matter, and now I'm not even going to equate Antifa to that because it's not the fucking same. And then you fucking have a complete asshole president who just throws gasoline on the fire every fucking chance he gets, doesn't tell the fucking Proud Boys, doesn't denounce white nationalism, and instead gives them a new slogan. Yeah, people are going to get out and they're going to vote. And plus, polls don't reach the conservative crowd is a very conspiratorial crowd. They might as well be called this conspiratorial wing at this point. Because they are so they're so paranoid that now they're going away from their traditional social media and stuff like that. I just read about Parler. You ever heard about Parler or Parlay? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Parler.
Yeah, no, I heard. Yeah, there was one person I saw that posted up on Facebook that they're moving to Parler.
Unbelievable. It is literally backed by Robert and Rebecca Mercer, which if you don't know who they are by now, oh my God, do some fucking research. Because these are the billionaires that organized, that backed Brexit and backed the Leave campaign over in the UK and systematically used Cambridge Analytica to harvest people's data and then get them to vote a certain way by hammering them with ads. And now Parler is not even going to hide it. They're just going to rake people's data immediately and instantaneously. You don't even have to do a stupid little game, which is what they did back in 2015 or whatever it was. You remember all those personality tests that were super popular? That's exactly what that was. It was a psych. You were basically giving them a psych evaluation so that they could target an ad towards you. Yeah. And now these dickheads want to actually just go to it because they're not reading the fine print again. Surprise, surprise. And it's completely Russian backed, right?
Russian backed.
Well, minus those two Americans that I just mentioned.
Yeah, I don't know. So what I've seen from it is one person who said that they're going to Parler, and then there's this one pretty good meme of like Homer Simpson and Ed Flanders, and Homer's like closing the garage door on him, and it's like, hey, I'm leaving Facebook for Parler, and then he hits the button. It's like, I said I'm leaving Facebook. Denoting that nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. Goodbye. Finally.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, I really hope the FBI is watching, because these people getting together and being disconnected from everyone else is exactly it's a backwoods militia online.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
There's fucking kids. I mean, there's fucking kids looking at that shit. That's how you radicalize kids, which is the most dangerous thing. I could give two shits less about a 65-year-old who's worried about who actually has a 401k and is not going to carry out an attack. I'm worried about a 16-year-old kid who's looking at the economy, can't get a job, can't afford high school, can't afford college. We can't even afford high school anymore. They're coming after high school. Can't get a fucking factory job like you could back in a fucking I don't even remember what you could do that. 79? Let's go back to 79. You know, where's the future for that fucking guy?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if I worry about Parler quite yet. Pretty much every single social media network that was created like on purpose has failed for the most part.
Well, why? Because of lack of growth?
Yeah, I guess so. Just
if they have a place to live and fester, then it'll thrive. Look at fucking 4chan. Has that gone away?
Well, no. Then there's 8chan now. It's like, because 4chan is, not edgy enough.
Oh, my. Well, whatever. So long as they think they're safe, and then they can, spout this shit off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you need the kids to be on it, and if it's lame, they're not going to go on it, so.
This is true. Maybe that'll be the saving grace. It's lame.
Totally fucking lame.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's too much work to switch to Parler.
Yes, the old laziness factor.
But we'll see.
Once they optimize the transition from Facebook to them, then they'll start raking in the users. Why are we giving Parler a playbook for success? We should move on. How is Joe Biden destroying America? Go.
Um,
Why is fracking?
he's not.
Why is fracking good?
Why is fracking good?
Yeah.
Oh, monetarily, it's very good.
It brings the gas right to your home via your faucet. What's wrong with that?
That only happened in Michigan, I think.
In Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah.
Free.
Apparently you can capture all that somehow. So if they can, then awesome.
So we have to encase all of Pennsylvania in a concrete dome. Sounds like a good idea.
I think you should go plastic.
That's not going to biodegrade. Gotta go with some thick ass plastic, man. What was the Simpsons dome made out of? Was that glass?
I think it was plastic.
Really?
Oh no, maybe it was glass.
Like a little glass dome.
It was glass because it all cracked and turned into shards at the end.
Let's get
Alright, there you go.
Gotta get Albert Brooks in here.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Texas went red again. Illinois went red again.
What?
But
hey, whoa.
Not Illinois. Iowa, the one.
There we go. The other I one. Illinois hasn't gone red since '92. Or '88. I want to say. I think George H.W. Bush, the smart one. Who was the smart one?
Right. Yeah, it's a smart one.
Yeah, right. The dad.
Yeah. Joe Biden rebuilt the blue wall. It's a little shaky, but it's there. Pulled out Wisconsin by the skin of his teeth. Won Michigan by an okay amount, over 100,000, and Pennsylvania by about 50,000.
Philly suburbs.
So smart.
Shout out to Nothing Good Ever Happens in Philly Suburbs. Nice job.
Yeah.
Those gritty memes are just something special. I love how they're grasping onto this awful, awful mascot, running with it.
Oh, the hockey mascot.
That hockey mascot is... Oh my god.
The stuff of nightmares.
It really is terrible, and they are just running with it. John Oliver's running with it, they're running with it. Can't get enough. Have you seen the videos of him throwing a ping pong ball and it's bouncing off of various pots and pans? And then he nails it. There's no music or anything like that. He nails it, and then he has a squeaky toy inside the costume. He goes, after he nails it. Or she. I don't know. What is gritty? Them, when they nail it. It.
Yeah. Yeah, well, good. They're leaning into it. Yep. That's the overall vibe of Philly personified into this mascot.
What, you want to fight about it?
What, you think I'm better than me? Nobody's better than me.
Okay, let's fight and make up. Okay.
So, now, for Pennsylvania, you picked it going red. I picked it going blue. You were wrong. I was right.
Oh, is this that part of the show?
Yes.
Did we have a bet on this? Because go fuck yourself.
No,
I was only
no,
off by 50,000 votes. Aren't they still counting?
No, they listen to the protesters. They are stopping the vote.
Oh, that's right. Wait, which ones? I always get those. I always get those mixed up.
The northern ones. The northern ones say stop the vote. The southern ones say keep voting.
Oh, okay. Keep counting. Right.
Yeah. Count. That was funny. In John Oliver, really pretty hard. It's why are you saying count the vote? That's what they're doing.
Yeah, right.
That's
their job. That is what they are doing currently. Okay.
I guess it's nice, encouraging them.
Yeah, they were going to keep doing their job regardless of what you had said.
I guess they just felt like they had to do something because this was very much getting away from them.
Well, that's what their, operatives were paying them to do, so they did it.
I mean, their handlers, they were the operatives.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know CIA terms. Or...
and the one that both of us got wrong was Georgia. Georgia went blue. I will say in a later episode after I picked Georgia to go red that it could go blue if they kept with the early voting, and the mail-in voting makes it harder to suppress the vote. And that's what happened. But yeah, that was somewhat surprising. Georgia actually going blue. Hasn't gone blue since Bill Clinton ran for president in '92.
Wild. Now, aren't they doing... They're doing a hand recount, aren't they? To be completed by Wednesday.
Yeah, there's never been a recount that's changed more than a few hundred votes. So...
Fair enough. That's not really what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is this is just any little ledge these parasites can grasp onto. They seem to find purchase and just sit there, and they're still alive. This massive, it's really weird. The organism that is these right wingers. They find one little ledge and they find life. Even if it's just, it's not done yet. It's not technically done yet. It's not done yet. It's not technically done yet. My brother that I was telling you about last night, he's got so many people. This is in Illinois. Of course, this is the hinterlands of Illinois. They're convinced. They're 100% convinced that this election isn't over. And they will never be convinced. They've already convinced themselves that Trump is the way, the light in the way. Yeah. And it's and until it's done, like completely, utterly fucking done, it doesn't matter though. They're still not gonna they're gonna find something. They're gonna make something up and have some circular logic to prove it.
I would like to hear the religious thought process on this, because there are people who thought
that's their religion. Money is their god.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who said that, Trump was chosen by God to be president. It's like, oh yeah, what, did he give up on him? What's up?
Just wants this to be over.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, how do you reconcile that? Oh, well, the Democrats cheated. So you're saying the Democrats beat God. God could not outmaneuver the Democrats. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't know, you're all those libtards, all those stupid Democrats outwitted God. Okay. Your version of God seems pretty crappy.
Yeah, if this is all he wants, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like this was the best God could do too. Donald Trump.
Yeah, really.
He couldn't find anyone better. Anyone who's like a little bit more on his side. Typically,
no doubt.
Couldn't make John Kasich the president.
Right.
He loves Jesus almost as much as he loves pancakes.
What? I'm a little bit behind the times.
In 2016, like, the only place you saw John Kasich was at diners just eating a shit ton of food.
That's the Ohio way. Stuff your face until you hate yourself. Because let's face it, you live in Ohio.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. North Carolina went red like we said it was going to. Florida went red like we said it was going to.
Yeah, that was depressing.
Yeah, well...
I really wanted to be wrong about that one.
Yeah, well, the Miami-Dade vote didn't come in for Biden. According to, I think his name, Michael Caine, the Muppet guy on The Daily Show.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Michael Caine. Wasn't his name Steele?
Oh yeah, Michael
Come
Steele.
on,
Sorry.
baby, I'm Steele.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I screwed that up.
Oh,
But yeah, Michael Steele.
Wyatt's an act.
He's so he said, he said that Florida was never in play for the Democrats. That they basically saw it as a lost cause because the Republicans had such a long running ground game to change the votes of especially the Latinos in Dade County, especially.
Right.
And in Dade, there's a lot of Cuban Americans, a lot of Venezuelan Americans who hate socialism.
Right.
And they were able to convince them that the Democratic Party was just straight up socialist, which, if that was the case, Bernie Sanders would be the nominee.
Right. And Maduro would have actually given him an endorsement. Maduro in Venezuela didn't endorse either candidate. And the Trump campaign, I read, ran an attack ad specifically saying exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Because there's so many Venezuelan refugees down there. They all landed in South Florida. And I guess they were all still allowed to vote somehow. I guess they had family. Maybe they were talking to their family. So now going forward, not only do you have the Cubans that came over from Castro's Cuba, the religious Cubans. Now you've got the anti-socialist Venezuelans who are down there now. Just another voting bloc for the Republicans.
Yeah. So in order to turn that back into a swing state, I think the Democrats have to do a lot of work in South Florida to kind of change the perception again.
I got that right.
But also, you would have to stay as a centrist party, like the Democrats. You'd have to stay as the party of Joe Biden. Because, I mean, you do have, fairly big players in the Democratic Party saying that, yes, I am a socialist. Now, that doesn't automatically mean they are evil. It's just they're democratic socialists. They think we should socialize more things that we currently are doing.
Think European socialism rather than South American socialism.
Well, West European socialism.
Not
that USSR.
You go too far east, you're just falling off the cliff there.
Yeah, but again, but even that's not it's socialism, but socialism it's totalitarianism in the guise of socialism. It's just it's like the wolf in sheep's clothing. It's like, no, we're working for you. No, we're not. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, and that's really when you come down to it, that's what the real enemy is totalitarianism. Just people in charge, staying in charge, and doing what they want and boning everyone else over.
Transparency and accountability. An election is the beginning, not the end. Got it.
Yeah. But and that's why again, democracy is the best way to go, because as long as democracy holds sway, you can vote out the dickhead who tries to take over, like this one. One of the reasons why Trump lost, there's a few reasons, but one of them is because he was acting a little bit too dictatorish.
Just a tad. Just a
Yes.
smidge too far. Immediately attacking the press, trumping it up. Which really just helped him out.
I can do whatever I want.
He attacked the press so that he would get more press. It's really a genius strategy.
Yeah. And speaking of genius strategy, he's doing this. He's got this new scam going on, and I think it's the biggest reason why he's not conceding, and he keeps, saying that, oh no, we found this corruption, this and that. just give me money to, pursue all this, and the money actually doesn't go to his legal or legal offense, really, to put all this up in court, all these alleged voter fraud, whatever. If you give to Trump's legal, his fight to, to put up all these suits, you're actually not paying for that unless you pay more than $8,000. If you pay $8,000, all of that money goes to his campaign's debt, and paying off that debt.
Yep, says right there on the front page.
Really, it's just
half the contribution up to a maximum of $2,800.
Yep. So that's his latest scheme to pay off his debts, at least for his campaign, and I think that's why he's just bothering doing this, because it's over. It's super over.
Until December 14th, and we actually see the electors put the thing in the box, put all your votes in the hat, pull the lever, drop the ball, whatever the hell it is, however they do it. I don't know. They're all in robes. There's one candle in a dark room. They all chant the name of who's supposed to be president. How do the Illuminati run this country again? December 14th.
Which Illuminati runs this country?
December 14th. That's the date when the actual electors elect the president.
There's Illuminati. There's the gay Illuminati.
I keep forgetting about them.
There's the black Illuminati.
There's the Nigerian Illuminati. Not the same.
Yeah, not the same. Because that's the first one's the African American Illuminati.
Right. Get it right. South Carolina Holler.
Mm-hmm. The Mormon Illuminati.
So they all get together, dance in a big circle, flower wreaths, some sort of, I don't know, weird affirmation of life in terms of an old couple banging in a table. Some real sick shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, alright, so we talked about the election, how that went, we talked about what's currently going on, which a fairly unsuccessful attempt to prove voter fraud, which we said not going too well. So, and also Trump is refusing to start the transition process, which isn't conceding the election. It's just, hey, this guy might be the president in a few months. You have to, kind of start bringing him in to see, if he is the president, so that, he doesn't start off at, square zero if he does start the job. And he's not doing that.
Yeah, until the General Services Administration actually starts greenlighting giving the Biden campaign money, they can't pay their staff.
Yeah.
And
also, he's not getting, national security briefs or anything really.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting. Like, who do you fucking think you are? You really think you're going to get a job after this? Unbelievable.
Yeah. So, yeah, and, more and more Republicans are saying, hey, this kind of has to happen.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't like it either.
This will be the first delay in modern history, except in 2000. But that was different. They were still actually counting. Only the Supreme Court could. Well, only the Supreme Court did stop it. Emily Murphy.
Yeah.
Emily Murphy is the current GSA administrator, and she's not signing over access to those funds. Nice fucking job.
And I think another kind of important thing is what the Senate is going to look like by January because we got 2 runoff elections, both in Georgia. I wouldn't want to be in Georgia right now. It's like finally we're done with the stupid campaign ads.
Oh no.
No!
Oh yeah, it's about to all flow down. If only Georgia. Yeah. But everybody not vote.
Everything's going to concentrate on Georgia.
Yep. They're about to get themselves a nice big fat dose of 2000. Enjoy. Have fun.
Probably smart money is that they both go Republican. I mean, there's a chance, but we'll see.
I don't know, man. John Ossoff, people are in love with that dude. He's a dreamboat.
And he almost won.
And then you've got an Atlanta preacher running against some supermodel who basically used insider trading with her knowledge of COVID. She basically broke the Stock Act. The senators to not, I don't know what the fuck it stands for. Don't use your information to trade stocks. And she used her information to trade stocks back in February. She made about $2 million. Oops.
Yeah.
Did you see the John Ossoff debate where he just blatantly calls his opponent a crook right to his face?
Yeah, dude, I put it on the podcast like you told me.
Oh, good. Nice.
So that's all going on. It'll be interesting. So another interesting thing was Bernie Sanders wants to be the Secretary of Labor. Now, that would make... I wouldn't... If I was Bernie Sanders, I wouldn't do that unless the... one or both of the seats go Republican, because he would have so much power in that razor thin majority that the Democrats would have. I wouldn't take that job, but he doesn't really have a choice. That election isn't going to get decided until after the cabinet is confirmed, probably.
Well, the cabinet, there's over 1,000 positions that Biden has to nominate for. Now, some positions are going to be obvious, but the ones he's not going to pick anybody controversial if we don't have the Senate. He can push through whoever the fuck he wants if we have the Senate. So this race is basic. These 2 races are everything right now in terms of how much Biden is going to be able to get done in 4 years. So if the Democrats aren't mobilizing as many people in Georgia as possible, they are really, really, really fucking stupid.
I mean, that's what conventional wisdom would suggest, but I don't know. I mean, I think what's going to come down to is who's going to have the power over Joe Biden. Is it going to be, the more liberal Democrats, or is it going to be Republicans?
Those are going to be the 2 sides fighting the most, that's for sure. The more liberal Democrats are only getting more and more empowered. AOC did not let off the gas pedal, and I applaud her for that. She is not backing down at all on any of her statements. And even after the Democratic Party tried knocking her down, saying, oh, well, we lost seats because of Green New Deal people, which was total bullshit. Our own party is fucking attacking one of the rising stars of it, and they don't want her to be a rising star because she agreed with Bernie Sanders. And they still fucking hate Bernie.
Well, Bernie Sanders, first of all, isn't a Democrat, technically.
That pissed me off to begin with. He lost my vote when he decided to run for the Democratic Party nomination. Why didn't he? I wish he'd just split the fucking ticket. I would have been happy with that. Like, fuck this, fuck them, fuck everybody else, fuck these Republicans. Just see what happens. If Donald Trump is your opponent and Hillary Clinton's over there, come on. No, he played the numbers, tried playing it safe, tried playing by their rules, assuming he'd get a fair shake. And guess what ended up happening? He didn't get a fucking fair shake from the party that he tried holding up. Because they didn't fucking want him to begin with. So why the fuck? I don't know.
well, it bit the Democrats in the ass big time in 2016, and then
Yeah,
2020, he just straight up lost.
true. Yeah, he lied.
He was doing really good for a while there, but then when everyone else backed down, it was obvious that there were just more moderate Democrats than there were liberal Democrats.
True.
Yeah. So, but I don't know if you just totally say, what they were saying about AOC is wrong. Because how many, liberal Democrats in the vein of AOC beat Republicans? You see more of them beat Democrats in the primaries, a la AOC and that new guy Bowman who won. But again, they're taking over seats that were already Democratic. How many of them are winning contested seats against Republicans?
I'm trying to look it up now.
I think that's where the moderates are coming from. And I mean, I don't know of any that are coming from places that, like swing areas where, either a Democrat or Republican could win. As far as like the squad, the new squad goes, they're coming from places where Democrats are just going to win, no matter whether it's a liberal or a moderate. Whatever end of the spectrum is, like, it's like, it's like the senatorial race in Alabama. All you have to do is have an R next to your name. There are places where all you have to do is have a D next to your name.
Mm-hmm.
If those are the only places that the liberals, the more progressives are winning, then I would say the moderates have some kind of point there. And also, and again, AOC, Bernie Sanders, they describe themselves as democratic socialists, and that makes the Cubans and the Venezuelans really nervous in Florida.
Fair enough.
Florida was not super in play. But yeah, I mean, I think that's something that they're going to have to look, the Democratic Party has to look at and say, okay, both the Democrats and Republicans are going to have to look at themselves in the mirror. It's like, who the hell are we?
We're an incredibly diverse group of people. And it's not going to be easy gaining consensus across all these different viewpoints, from democratic socialism all the way to people who call themselves centrists, when in fact they're really center-right.
That's still within the center. But yeah, no, that's true. I will give you, I mean, there's no debate that the Democratic Party is much more diverse and has a wider range politically on the political spectrum than the Republican Party does, which is, they're mostly white.
Hmm.
And they go from conservative to very conservative. They're within the Democratic Party. There is, you could say like, okay, they are edging on the conservative side. Like your blue dog voters that are in Michigan and Pennsylvania. The Midwestern states.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them. Wisconsin. Who are Democrat, but definitely don't agree so much with, say, the New York or California Democrats, especially the new ones coming up. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but I will say it is, again, I would say more likely than not that one or both of those seats go Republican. And in that case, if you want anything done, it's probably better that you have Joe Biden in there, who is actually liked by some of those those Republican senators, as opposed to, like say Bernie Sanders, who nobody seems to like.
Yeah, he was only really liked by, he promised free college, and so that was the big thing. He got the college vote out. That's what most of his energy came from.
Yeah, no, but I'm not talking about the electorate. I'm talking about the senators and representatives in government, in the federal government. Like Bernie Sanders championed a whole bunch of failed legislation. He championed there were I think it's 5 to 7 things that he championed that actually passed, and 2 of them were library name changes. And I mean, Joe Biden got a lot of things passed in the Senate. You could argue that not all of it was super awesome, crime bill, but as long as you're pointing them in the right direction, which that's where the progressives come in. Hey, this is people are hurting here. We think this will help, and so far, at least for the election, Joe Biden says, yeah, okay, I'm listening to you. Well, I'll liberalize my policies up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And, exactly.
But, I mean, again, what he's pushing and has been pushing is good. In the beginning he was pushing, hey, okay, free junior college, free community college, then you can transfer over to a 4-year college. So they go, that's half. You're halfway there. You basically have half of a free education, for your bachelor's degree. Then later on, once Bernie Sanders lost, and then they got the talk. It's okay, free college tuition if your parents make less than this amount. And a few other things. Not 100% what Bernie Sanders said he would do,
mm-hmm.
but getting closer. And you know what? You have to pull people along with you.
True.
You can't just turn the heat up in the water. It's okay, let's take this next step. Do people like that? Yeah? Okay, let's take the next step after that. And we'll just keep stepping until it's okay, that's too much. It's but if you try to get it all at once, you're just gonna have this huge knee-jerk reaction. No, fuck you, we're not doing that.
Potentially, yeah. But there are conversations. It's like trying to have the same conversation with 2 totally different groups of people. You can't fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hate to put my sociopath hat on here, but you don't talk to your parents the same way you talk to your friends.
Hopefully not.
Well, that's exactly it. You can't talk about campaign issues with your base the same way you talk about campaign issues with the other side. And so we're talking about 2 different things. You're talking about talking to the base. I'm talking about a negotiation strategy where you ask for fucking everything and then start settling. You don't settle before you get to the negotiating table.
I understand that, but using that same argument, you don't talk to your friends the same way as you talk to your parents, but you can get both your friends and your parents to agree to the same thing using different tact.
Yeah, we just said.
And I think that's what's something that Joe Biden can bring to the table, being able to talk with everybody, and nobody hating Joe Biden. That's kind of what he ran on. Hey, I might not be your favorite, but nobody hates me.
For now. Just open your mouth. Just open your mouth, Joe, and have an opinion. There you go.
But again, he's done things with these Republican senators, the higher ups. On his way out, Mitch McConnell's Joe Biden's a good guy, whatever. If he can bring at least a few of these Republicans to the table, he can get a lot of things done, and they can stay done because it would be a victory for everyone. There's not some big push that, okay, let's now get rid of this because we weren't part of it. And then we'll try to rebuild it in our image. And then the other side will destroy that and then rebuild in their image. The big things like climate change, you have to you can't just do it in starts, go forwards and then go backwards, go forwards and go backwards. Then everyone's gonna fucking die that way.
Yeah.
The earth is gonna burn up.
Yes.
if you go forward and back. It has to just keep going forward and stay there. It's okay, let's get to carbon neutral, and stay there. You're not going to do that unless you pull the Republicans in. It just can't happen because they're going to take control 4 years, 8 years, 16 years in the future. The president.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Right.
You can't stop it. You have to bring them into non-insanity as far as the climate change goes.
Well,
And
it's going to be a
I
lot
think
harder to do if we don't have any kind of mitigation strategy that makes any kind of fucking sense. We're dribbling along, and it's got to be bold. It's got to make sense. I'd love to know how the hell we're going to do that, because they just don't see it.
we'll see.
How the hell do you change?
But
How the hell do you change how food is fucking grown? Good luck. Agriculture's a huge fucking part of it.
it can be done.
I want to see Joe Biden up to his knees in grade 2 corn saying, "This is killing me." We, right here, right now, we are being eaten alive by our own corn.
I'm saying it's not going to be difficult, but I think Joe Biden is in a better position than pretty much all of his Democratic competitors to actually, making that crack inside the Republican Party to say, hey, this shouldn't be a partisan thing, this should be an everybody thing. Because you have Bernie Sanders, he's going to scream about whatever he's going to scream about, and people are going to say, go fuck yourself. I don't care if you're right, go fuck yourself.
Fair enough. I mean,
Yeah.
but you're talking to a rational human being. If you look at it superficially, like how everyone is going to look at it, what are you going to do about taxes? Oh, I'm going to raise corporate taxes. Not to where they were pre-TCGA,
Yeah.
but I'm still going to raise them. And then what are the corporations going to do? They're going to buck and say, oh, well, now we have to raise the cost of living. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, that's it. You have to be delicate with it. I mean, I think there's a way out. There's a way where we can all just move forward, together. Still have faith in humanity. And, but we'll see. But I think this is a good first step. And, Also, who do you think would have, like in the Democratic Party plus Bernie Sanders, who, when you look at everything that happened, who would have beaten Donald Trump? Because honestly, the only person I can really think of is maybe Cory Booker. Maybe, I don't know.
Doesn't have enough star power.
Most of these.
Yeah, nobody had the name recognition like Biden did. It was either him or
Go on.
It was either him or Sanders. I wanted Warren, but she dropped out before I had a chance to vote for her. But it didn't really matter. When the second Clyburn in South Carolina threw his weight behind Biden, and in South Carolina went Biden, everyone fell in line.
Yep.
So who could have beaten him? I don't fucking know. Someone half his age, maybe. Who was the youngest person out there? Wang?
Yeah, he was pretty young.
He must have been.
But...
He must have been pissed. I mean, I guess he was happy. His major campaign thing. I literally want to give people free money, and I'm 6th in the polls. And then coronavirus happens, and then everybody gets free money. A one-time payment, but still free money. Your own free money. Oh, God. I can't remember whose quote that was. It was something to do with, God help us if the people ever realize that we're bribing them with their own money. It was some French cat. Because that's what they're doing. They're just giving us back our own shit. And a pittance of it at that. It's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be dangerous going forward, because this next generation coming up behind us is pretty pissed off. Is much more pissed off, and much more active. They're gonna remember this year. It's burned into their brains and psyches.
Yeah.
Much more so than the first session was for me. And I honestly, I wanted Elizabeth Warren to give the death penalty to Jamie Dimon. That's what I want.
To who?
CEO of Chase Manhattan Bank.
Mm.
I really, really hope we can suspend the Eighth Amendment to the Constitution. That's cruel and unusual punishment for all you scholars out there. And how you're not allowed to do it. I'm talking like Hannibal Lecter type shit.
Whoa.
Hey, man, if you steal... A guy in Louisiana was in prison for decades over stealing a pair of lawn shears. Jamie Dimon will never see the inside of a prison cell. And how many billions of dollars did he orchestrate the theft of? How come when I do it, it's called degenerate gambling, and when they do it, it's called investing aggressively?
Because they are richer than you.
Garrote the lot of them. That's what I say. How's that for bridging the divide?
because you only have your money, they have everyone's money.
Oh, okay, that makes it okay. Got it. And their houses, and their futures.
Yeah, and then there you go.
Okay.
It's like, well, what are you gonna do?
I am
We own everything.
And Matt Janicki, what is the name of your party again? The Garrote the Lot of Them Party. And what is a garrote? It's sort of like a Colombian necktie, except it hurts more. Okay, then. That's a pretty good place to stop.
Yeah. I think we're good. Yeah, that's
And now Harry Caray, everybody.
That's right. Yeah. Special guest Harry Caray after this episode. So keep listening in after we finish up here. So yeah. So this will conclude, at least for now, our political segments we've been doing for the past few weeks. Because honestly, I think Joe Biden is president, there will be just less to talk about in general. At least as far as like the sensational shit that's going on.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't guarantee that I'm not gonna bitch about something. I reserve.
I don't know what you're gonna bitch about yet.
Oh, net neutrality, fracking, how he's not doing anything for the environment, how he's a big weakling on foreign policy, the usual shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wildfires, space junk, Elon Musk, how we're gonna stop him. The man must be stopped.
There is no stopping.
He named his kid a bunch of letters. Come on, man. A bunch of letters and numbers. Just a bunch of gibberish. Who does that to a kid?
Yeah, I know.
It's child abuse.
An asshole. That's who does it.
Yeah.
But his company makes rockets that can land on boats. Like really cool. It's really cool when you see it.
Yeah, it is. It is tight.
They detach off the spaceship and then they land on these barges.
It's
super fucking cool.
It is pretty amazing. Reuse the rockets. Who the fuck would have thought that?
Yeah.
Till next time, sports fans.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that will do it for us. Remember, you can, for all you Russians out there, you can write it in at hopesomething6@gmail.com. For those of you that aren't Russian intelligence agents, you can also write in at hopesomething6@gmail.com. Just write in, and we'll read out your email and answer it to the best of our abilities.
In English.
Yeah. In English.
In full sentences.
Please. I mean, we could use Google Translate, but...
Oh, that'd be even better.
Come out a little wonky.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you all later with a different segment outside of politics, probably.
Спасибо. До свидания.
Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hurry, here. Welcome to Hope Something Sticks. I'm here with Matthew Janicki. He's a good kid. Matthew, Joe Biden's just won the presidency. You gotta be excited about that.
Yeah, I guess, Mr. Caray. I'm a little bit in shock right now. Aren't you dead?
I sure am. But they woke me up after the Cubs won the World Series. I had to see it.
Naturally.
And I just haven't gone back to the great beyond after that.
That makes sense. So after seeing, how'd you feel after the ninth inning there? That was a pretty exciting ninth inning.
Oh, my. You tell me. My life was finally complete after seeing that last game, which is weird because now I can't die.
So it gave you everlasting life. Are you some sort of a zombie? Are you decomposing right now?
No, I have not yet had the hunger for man flesh or brains.
Yikes!
I believe they call that sweet bread.
Yeah.
Not had any of that. Mostly just ballpark Franks and washing it down with a nice cool Budweiser.
There you go. Yeah. The mustard and relish. I always have to have it with the mustard and relish. You taught me that, Mr. Caray.
Good. I'm glad my words of wisdom have gone down to the new generation.
Nah, it's just me. Only I saw that and took it to heart.
Well,
I'm trying to preach the word of Caray, but nobody's listening. How do I spread your word?
Well, I guess you could get more than 5 Russian viewers on your show.
Oh, Mr. Caray, that hurts. We're trying really hard. Not really.
Well, all right. I need to take a nap. Good night, y'all.
Harry Caray, everybody.